everybody, I'm KC, and welcome to the latest First Impressions video, which are my very unscripted initial thoughts on My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 7, Episode 7, Parental Glideance. And we're gonna make this one kind of quick, at least by my standards, because while I did really like this episode, I had so much fun watching it, I don't really have anything deep or analytical to say about it. I just really like it. Because with all of the hype that's been built up over Season 7, with all of the plot synopsis we've gotten lately, and the fact that Canada is airing 2 episodes a week now, there have been a lot of episodes that people have been looking forward to the second they heard about them. And this was one for me. I was really looking forward to this one, because even though we've all waited to meet Rainbow Dash's parents forever, because I'm pretty sure besides Applejack, she's the only one whose parents we haven't met yet. But even with all of that hype, I honestly wasn't sure what to expect here. I didn't know what to expect of Rainbow Dash's parents. I don't know if it was this I was expecting, but man, did I love it. Okay, so quick recap. Scootaloo goes to Cloudsdale to do research on Rainbow Dash for a hero report she's doing at school, which is absolutely adorable, but we'll go to that later. And then she accidentally runs into Rainbow Dash's parents. Her father, Bo Hothoof, is just, I'm sorry, that name is probably normal by equestrian standards, but it just seemed so silly to me. I don't know, am I the only one? And her mother, Windy Whistle. Now that's a name. I like that name. That was cute. First of all, their designs. I love their designs. It really does look like Rainbow Dash's design came from both of them, which is something I can't really say for the others' parents, even Twilight's. Twilight's was probably the closest, because they had the same kind of color scheme Twilight's parents have between Twilight and Shining Armor. It's kind of similar, but beyond that, I really couldn't see a mix of the two parents making one of the main 6. Rainbow Dash, I totally get it. It looks like she got a lot from her parents. So I like their designs, and especially their personality, which makes this episode, or, breaks it if it's not for you. I've heard some people have some problems with it, but it totally makes it for me. These two are so zealous and delightful, and are so proud of Rainbow Dash all the time. I just love their energy. I love their cheerfulness. They are just such a joy to watch. I really hope they come back, because they are so much fun. And like I said, I wasn't sure what to expect by meeting Rainbow Dash's parents. But when you see this, when you see that they have this entire room dedicated to things that they are proud of Rainbow Dash accomplishing, even the most mundane things, even by proud parent standards, and you see them cheering on Rainbow Dash in absolutely anything she does, and I mean anything, it fits perfectly. You could totally see how this affected Rainbow Dash. I mean, not only the designs of the characters fitting hers, but now knowing the way she was brought up, it makes sense why she is so egotistical and thinks she's awesome at everything. When you see how they treat her and how she was raised, it makes so much sense. And I really love that. I love that they thought of that, how they thought of how this character we have known for 7 years, when we're introducing to her family, we see how she was raised and how that molded her before we met her in the show. That's something you really have to pay attention to when you introduce parents into a show. And it makes sense. And it's not over the top, the proudness. In some levels it is, but not in an embarrassing, annoying way. Rainbow Dash is embarrassed by the time her parents get involved, but they're not saying she's proud of her in a really humiliating way, like showing her baby pictures to anybody besides Scootaloo, or saying, oh, that's so much better than when you did that embarrassing thing at flight camp or something. No, they are just overly proud of everything she does, and it's kind of adorable, and it's not cringy like it could have been. But of course that doesn't stop Rainbow Dash from being embarrassed, because we find out when Scootaloo meets Rainbow Dash's parents that she never told them that she became a Wonderbolt. How she kept that bottled up is any guess, because I'm pretty sure there's a pony equivalent of Thanksgiving in this world, but she managed to keep that a secret. And of course, Scootaloo tells them, they find out, they go to the Wonderbolt Academy to cheer Rainbow Dash on in everything she does, like they do, and Rainbow Dash immediately gets humiliated. Now, Rainbow Dash explains herself at the end of the episode, but in a way it makes sense in another way, because Rainbow Dash is probably the character of the main six most concerned with her reputation. She gives off a really cool, awesome vibe, and she really wants to sustain that. So when her parents cheer her on like she's the best thing ever, it comes off as humiliating to her, which you could kind of see, but again, it's not in an annoying way, so you're not really siding with Rainbow Dash here. At least I wasn't. Others might disagree. It makes sense. It makes sense for her character. And again, she has a way of explaining herself later, but that's all I'm going to say about Rainbow Dash for now, because what I really want to talk about is Scootaloo. This was a prime Scootaloo episode. This may be her best appearance in Slight to the Finish. Not only is her constant fangirling of Rainbow Dash and meeting Rainbow Dash's parents, that loud scream she keeps up for like 2 minutes straight. Oh, the poor voice actress. I forget her name. It's like, I want to say Madeline something, but I can't remember. Someone will correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But her voice must have hurt so bad after that session. And it's just so adorable to see Scootaloo so excited about meeting Rainbow Dash's parents and finding out all these things about her and wanting to bring Rainbow Dash's parents to her flight training to show how proud they are of her. You know, it's just cute, and it's probably the first time she's met ponies who admire Rainbow Dash as much as she does. She gets to share this excitement with other ponies, and that's probably the best feeling in the world to her. It's just wonderful, but really the best part is when we get to the end, and Rainbow Dash explains that her parents have cheered her on for everything, even for things that weren't a big deal, and things that she thought she failed at. Now that's fine, you know, you kinda get it, but I really love what Scootaloo says, that people would beg to have parents like that. You know, I have very proud parents, and I am grateful for that a lot, because I know a lot of people don't have that. But I love that it was Scootaloo, of all ponies, who got to say this to Rainbow Dash, because Scootaloo's home life is still the one we know the least about. Okay, at this point, I'm not sure if her being an orphan on top of not being able to fly would be too much, but I think at this point, it's fair to assume that if her parents are still around, they are somewhat neglectful. So to see her hero try to throw away something that she would give anything for, probably, is really nice character development, really nice character exploration. This was so well put together, even if, again, I don't have anything super deep to say about it. You know, it's fairly standard, but this plot could have gone so wrong. This could have been the most cringy, oh my god, what are they doing scenarios. This could have had you siding with Rainbow Dash the whole time, and these people should just chill, but instead, at least for me, it really put Rainbow Dash's parents and Scootaloo in the spotlight to show that praise and admiration, even for the smallest things, isn't always a bad thing. Now, yes, it's not always a good thing, you know, sometimes people have to be criticized, but it's not always a bad thing. It was overall really nicely done, and as far as the story and characters go, it was really nicely done. And so were some other things. So before I get to the real ending, I want to go over a couple technicals first. Okay, first off, the animation here. First of all, I love, because this story is practically all Pegasi, just how much they use their wings for things, like face palming, moving things around, opening doors. It's such a great detail to remind us that ponies like that have appendages like that and use them for different everyday things, like how unicorns levitate all sorts of different things rather than using their hooves. The facial expressions, again, top notch. I think this is where the animation took a step up this year. The expressions, the comedic timing, it's all so vibrant and expressive, and it works really well no matter what character you look at. Especially Rainbow Dash's parents. I love how they're animated with these wide grins and this overactive enthusiasm. It just works. The animation keeps up with the enthusiasm amazingly. And this is a small detail, but I know a lot of other people have probably pointed this out, so I'm going to point it out too. When Rainbow Dash is having the flashback, you see a bunch of Pegasi at, I'm assuming, her flight school, winning a bunch of different awards on this tier. But at the beginning, Derpy is in first place as a little filly, and her eyes aren't crossed. So there's a time lapse to show Rainbow Dash slowly getting better at flying and slowly going up the tiers. But then Derpy slowly goes down the tiers, and her eyes get more crossed as she goes farther down the tier. Now, that's a really funny detail, and I'm sure other people have pointed this out, and I actually read about it somewhere, but when I was taking another look at the clip, it really is such a subtle detail, but it could probably tell a whole story. I bet about 20 fan fictions have been written based on that one scene. Like, Derpy wasn't born that way. How did her eyes get crossed? You know, it's probably never going to be explored, but it's really a really funny detail. It's probably a good chunk of world building for the fans. And also, there were a lot of Philly versions of Wonderbolt. I think Soren was in there, Spitfire definitely was, and Lightning Dust. So I guess Rainbow Dash knew Lightning Dust before Wonderbolt Academy, apparently. So yeah, that was super cute. The animation is hilarious and really well done. The story, the characters, everything is just great. It was just so much fun. I laughed so hard at Rainbow Dash's parents' antics. I thought the moment Scootaloo had with her at the end was so sweet, and especially the ending, where Scootaloo is giving her report on Rainbow Dash, and Rainbow Dash and her parents come in all dressed up in Scootaloo swag and cheer her on for giving such a great report. Oh my gosh, it was so sweet. That was probably the best scene in the episode, just for pure adorableness. And I kind of hope, like, she's like an honorary member of the Dash family now. That would be so cute. And that's what this episode was. It was cute. It's a strong episode that was really cute. While it may not be groundbreaking per se, it shines a lot of light on Dash the character. Rainbow Dash's parents are probably my favorite set of parents in this show. They are just so great. They're like the only ones I want to come back so bad. And while it's not my favorite episode of the season, it's definitely the one I had the most fun watching so far. So, that was probably very jumbled, but that's what I get for not doing first impressions videos that often. So, if you guys want to talk about the episode more, or just say what you thought about the episode, feel free in the comments. And yeah, that's about it, and I will see you guys next time.